Hello from Camino. How are you kids doing today? I've got a book to read to you. It's called 14 Cows for America. And it's about a man who went to New York and was there when the 9/11 happened, when the Twin Towers were hit by airplanes. And 14 Cows to America was written by Carmen Agra. It's illustrated by Thomas Gonzalez. But the story is really Wilson's Kimeli Naiyomah's account. And it's what he did. He went back to Kenya probably the spring after 9/11. And the tradition of the Masai people is to tell stories. So he told the story of the 9/11 terror attacks on New York. There was more than just the plane in New York. It was in Washington, D.C. There was another plane that went down that was hijacked. 14 Cows for America. You can see beautiful illustrations. The giraffe on the Masai Mara. That type of tree is called the acacia tree. And for the Masai, it is where they meet to talk. There's not just one tree like that. There's many trees like that on the Masai Mara. And it starts out with the illustration of Kimeli walking toward his village. The remote village waits for the story to be told. News travels slowly to this corner of Kenya. As Kimeli nears his village, he watches a herd of bull giraffes cross the open grassland. He smiles. He has been away a long time. A girl sitting under a guava tree sees him first and cries out to the others. The children run to him with the speed and grace of cheetahs, and he greets them with a gentle touch on the head, a warrior's blessing. You'll notice the beadwork is beautiful. The rest of the tribe soon surrounds Kimeli. Do you see that? That's a lion's mane. From a lion he is killed. It's a sign of a warrior, a rite of passage for young men in Kenya of the Masai tribe. The rest of the tribe soon surrounds Kimeli. These are his people. These are the Masai. There's 30 tribes in Kenya. The Masai are the best known because they wear these colorful red shukas, but there's many tribes in Kenya. Once they were feared warriors, now they live peacefully as nomadic cattle herders. They treat their cows as kindly as they do their children. They sing to them, they give them names, they shelter the young ones in their homes. Without the herd, the tribe might starve. To the Masai, the cow is life. Remind me to tell you the story of when our wall fell down at Rafiki and the Masai came and stood guard for us. It was a wonderful gift. Supa, hello, Kimeli hears again and again. Everyone wants to greet him. His eyes find his mother across the inang, the ring of huts with roofs of sun-baked dung. She spreads her arms and calls to him, Akua, welcome, my son. Kimeli sighs. He is home. This is sweeter and sadder because he cannot stay. He must return to the faraway country where he is learning to be a doctor. He thinks of New York then, and he remembers September. A child asks if he has brought any stories. Kimeli nods. He has brought with him one story. It has burned a hole in his heart. But first, he must speak to the elders. Later, in a tradition that is as old as the Masai, the rest of the tribe gathers under the acacia tree and they listen. They hear the story. There's a terrible stillness in the air as the tale unfolds. With growing disbelief, men, women, and children listen. with disbelief. Buildings so tall that can touch the sky, fires so hot they can melt iron, smoke and dust so thick they can block the sun. The story ends, and more than 3,000 souls are lost. A great silence falls over the Masai. Kimeli waits. He knows his people. They are fierce when provoked, but easily moved to kindness when they fear of suffering and injustice. At last an elder speaks. He is shaken, but above all he is sad. What can we do for these poor people? Nearby, a cow lows. His head's turned toward the herd. To the Masai, Kimeli says softly, the cow is life. Turning to the elders, Kimeli offers his only cow. In Karus, he asks for their blessing. They give it gladly, but they want to offer something more. The tribe sends word to the United States Embassy in Nairobi. In response, the embassy sends a diplomat. His jeep bounces along the dusty, rugged roads. He is hot and tired. He thinks he's going to meet with the Masai elders. He cannot be more wrong. As the jeep nears the edge of the village, the man sits up. Clearly, this is no ordinary diplomatic visit. This is a ceremony. Hundreds of Masai greet the American in full tribal splendor. At the sight of the brilliant red blood tunics and spectacular collared beads, he can only marvel. It is a day of sacred ritual. Young warriors dance, leaping into the air like fish from a stream. Women sing mournful songs. Children fill their bellies with milk, and speeches are exchanged. And now is the time. Kimeli and his people gather on a sacred knoll far from the village. The only sound is gentle chiming of cowbells. The elders chant a blessing in Ma'a as the Masai people of Kenya present 14 cows for America. Because there is no nation so powerful it cannot be wounded, nor a people so small they cannot offer a mighty comfort. And then there's a note from Kimeli in the back that I want to read to you. I am the Kimeli. Let's see if I can show you the picture. I am the Kimeli of this story. This is him. Right next to him is a Masai chief, Ola Ngangote. It's right here. He is the chief. And this man is the elder in charge of warrior camps. His name is Ole Maliji. I am the Kimeli in this story. I grew up in a small village in Kenya. When I was a little boy, my mama said I was too gentle to be a fierce Masai warrior. I fed little nestlings in the bush and rescued drowning ants from water puddles. I loved taking care of the cows that belonged to the elders. I felt close bond with them. A Masai boy is like one of the calves in the herd. He drinks milk from the cows and feels protected by the bull. My mama was too poor to own a cow. I dreamt of having one someday for my mama and me. It was my biggest dream. As a young boy, I spent much of my time with the grandpas and grandmas of my tribe. It was through them that I learned my tender warrior heart was not a bad thing. They taught me that the Masai valued more than strength and boldness. Our ancestors also valued compassion and kindness toward anyone in need, the orphan, the widow, the stranger. To heal the pain in someone's heart, they told me, you give them something that is close to your own heart. When I was older, I won a scholarship to study in the United States. Many American moms and dads welcomed me to their homes as they would their own child. Like the Masai elders in my village, these people showed me kindness by taking me in and helping me to get an education. America became my second home. I was in New York City on September 11th, 2001. What happened that day was devastating. Many people were left without their mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters. Like countless others, I watched brave firefighters and police officers risk their own lives to save people. My warrior heart could not sit still in me. I wanted to do something to help. My childhood heart told me that what to do. Offer a sacrifice in the way of my people. To heal a sorrowing heart, give something that is dear to your own. I had saved enough to fulfill my dream and buy a cow, and I decided that the cow, a symbol of life to our people, would be my offering to the grieving Americans. But some pains are too big for one chest to carry. I would ask the elders in my village to bless the cow, to make it special, so the gift might take away some of the sadness from American hearts. I returned to Kenya the following spring and told the story of that tragic day in New York City. Hearing my story, seeing my tears, the ancient spirit of my people was stirred up, and when I presented my gift for blessing, others offered up their own precious cows. 14 cows were blessed that day. It was a great moment in my village. We were helping to heal people far away. When the American ambassador and his wife came to our village to accept the cows, the Star-Spangled Banner played over a loudspeaker during the ceremony. Although my people did not understand the song, they stood along with the Americans and placed their hands across their chests. Seeing hundreds of Masai standing with him in respectful silence made the American diplomat cry. His tears caught the Masai by surprise, and we were all swept away in the deep emotion of the moment. A connection between the cultures had been made. We felt we had taken some of America's pain into the Masai heart. These sacred healing cows can never be slaughtered. They remain in our care in Kenya under the guidance of the Reverend Elder Mzee Ole Yapoi. The original 14 have calved, and the herd now is 35. And it's even more today. They continued to be a symbol of hope from the Masai to their brothers and sisters in America. This Masai wish is that every American hears the simple story of 14 cows, and they will find a measure of comfort and peace. And that was Wilson Committee's sign. He said, this special flag commemorating the gift of the Masai cows is on display at the U.S. Embassy in Kenya, and then it was moved to the memorial in New York City. And is now there. If you ever go to New York and go to the memorial, you'll see this American flag with the cow on it. It's a beautiful story. And this is Kimeli's dedication to all the children who read this book. You are the peace the world has been waiting for. May you grow to be compassionate diplomats. It's a good thing. You know I love you, Ava, Maxwell, Amelia, Tripp, and Gavin. You are precious to my heart. Enjoy the rest of your day.